How is 1 million changing the world? Well, it can happen in many ways, but one area in particular is having a profound impact on how we view the world and especially our economy. So it actually just is happening recently that we're starting to see this. Now, that number 1 million is very important, and it's something that we haven't seen in a long, long time. So, kind of backstory to this. I have been in areas before where I've had things stolen from, whether my car, my house, things of that manner. Growing up, we were in a great city in Minnesota, and it just so happened to be that every once in a while I would walk out to my car in my parents' driveway, and the hood would be popped up, the doors would be open, windows would be smashed, and it was just not a fun experience. Well, to fast forward to what we're going through today is that we're still seeing a lot of stealing happening, a lot of theft happening, not only in Minnesota, but around the country. And it doesn't matter whether you are in a kind of an urban setting or if you are in a third tier suburb, it is happening all over, is what we're starting to see more and more. Now, it just so happened to be that my neighbor came to me and said, "Hey, there's this gentleman that's hanging around this house, which was about half a block down from us, and he's going to steal that bike over there." And sure enough, he got onto the bike and was trying to pedal away. Well, it was kind of interesting. The bike was too big for him, so he couldn't pedal. So here I come. I'm just trucking along, running after him. He sees me. He ditches the bike, and then he starts running himself. But he was a little, kind of a little person, so to speak, and he didn't have long legs, and it didn't take me very long to not only come up to him, but kind of not tackle him, but just kind of come up to him and catch up to him, I should say, and kind of tell him, "Hey, that's not right what you're doing." Well, fast forward to what is happening even more so right now is that number 1 million, like I said, means something. That's the number of job openings that are left unfilled today, right now. So instead of stealing, he has the opportunity to get literally almost any job he wants. And I was even talking to my other neighbor. He said things are so bad, they can't find enough people right now to work, that they literally are saying, if you walk in the door and you're breathing, we will hand you a job. I mean, literally speaking, and he's one that has had many years of experience in the position he's at. He's like, you know what? We are taking anyone right now. So going back to this, what does 1 million have to do? Well, it's the number of job openings that are happening right now, today, in this country. Not only that, but we have many more job openings around the world. So what does that mean? Well, when it comes to the environment we're in, the Delta variant of COVID has really caused us to be really impactful of our risk sentiments. So we have risk off areas in the red, risk on, meaning we are ready to grow more in the green. And if you've been following this over the last couple of weeks, this has really changed. It used to be that we were at about 30%. So you've seen a lot more red on the entirety of the charts. Now, today we are coming up. So yes, we are at 40%. So we're not there yet. We are still in the place that we are still in an environment that is kind of what you call risk off. I mean, you shouldn't take as much risk today as what versus your reward for investing. So we want to be a little cautious. However, as we are going in the right direction. And another interesting side note is that I was listening to a conference call from a virologist, and he was talking about the fact that he has some models that he's been working off of, and they have so far been very accurate models that he's come up with and predicted for not only the European countries and when their economies would basically start coming back online after this Delta variant had peaked. And he was down to the day of basically showing when the peak happened in the UK, in France, and Spain, and most of Europe. Now, just as of 2 days ago, he came on to the conference call and said that it's as of right now, today, and we are sitting here just in mid-August saying that we are peaking as part of the coronavirus, the Delta variant, and we are going to start heading down. So if we're taking a look at here, the risk off environment that we're on, saying we don't want to take as much risk in the stock market, that brings us to what are we going to do about it? Well, right now, again, that risk off environment leads us to be in stage 3, lead 3. So that means that we have a lot of inflation still, but not a lot of growth. What happens if we start peaking with the Delta variant and actually start declining in the number of cases? People are going to start feeling a lot better about their prospects. And that may bring us right back into an area in lead 2 here, which means that we're growing as an economy and we still have the inflation, but all the better for saying we are able to kind of on a risk reward level, take more risk. So that 1 million that I talked about, the 1 million job openings, that is a number to keep watching. The more we have the job openings, the more we need to fill them, the more people are wanting to get back to work, the better we are within an economy standpoint, and the more we will see growth happening in the economy, growth happening in companies, and ultimately, most likely, the stock market starting to head upward as well. And that's really what I have been seeing more and more recently. If you take a look at this, this has just been regional banks. So this is one area of the entire stock market, but it just means that it's the same similar setup for many areas. And you can see since March, we have really gone nowhere. The price has gone nowhere. And that is pretty indicative to all of US stocks, all of European stocks, and all of emerging market stocks like Japan, like China, like Korea, like South America countries. All of them are in the same exact boat. This is pretty indicative of a second year of kind of a growth stage. So nothing's new here. However, going back to whether you're having to chase down someone on a bike because that they stole, trying to point them to the fact that there are job openings that are there, that 1 million right now, that all leads us into the right direction. And that all means that if I am correct on the Delta variant and the virologists and models saying that we're going to be peaking sooner than what the CDC or the WHO is really modeling themselves, and obviously that's an if, but if it happens that we peak sooner than their models, and it could be even late summer, not the kind of into the fall winter that they were anticipating right now, that can mean a huge deal to say that we're going to come out of this setting and be more in a growth mindset going forward. So that is some great news, some great things to be thinking about, and some great ways that you can be just understanding your portfolio and your mix more. Take care.